And apparently we are on the air, but the live chat working yet? Uh, Honestly, I'm not even sure if anyone's in here yet. So, moment to see if anyone actually shows up before we continue. And okay, Martin Cunningham. Okay. Hi, Nasdaq. Striker X. Hey, it's like 916. Yeah, it was a road run. How you doing? Dennis Dolce. I guess we're officially live right now. But of course, as always, there's a couple there's like a few seconds of delay. Okay. I really wish I could live stream the comments because the cow. I have not had such a strong reaction right out of the gate. Are you we have bunch of BS. What's up? Get them to raise the rates. It was a bust. Substitute beanie. Oh yeah. Someone's requesting that I wear this until the end of December, and so well, there you go. Hi Jamal. So let's see okay, wow. I didn't expect such a response. I want to wait just a moment, give a few more people a chance to come in. I don't know how many people are live now. I will say though that I was part of your driver Mike's stream today, and man, he's got a really nice setup, like super, super nice. Grand Rapids, Michigan, awesome. Kind of. So, what's my response is to start doing this crummy little live stream that looks like it was filmed with a cell phone, even though my phone's right here. So, go ahead and home Merry Christmas until you get more viewers. Okay, well that's what we'll do. Well, here's what happened. I got something from in the mail today. So while we're waiting for more viewers, just quickly let's just open this box. Let's just see what's in here. I wonder. I'm not gonna sing. I've got a terrible singing voice. So let's see here. This was probably a Black Friday item. And well, it's not the new camera like I thought it was going to be. It's the Lucinia Amiibo. Virginia. Hi. Hey boss. So yep. $3. $3. Does anyone here play with amiibos? Am I the only one? I don't know. I knew they were at one point, but they kind of tempered off. Yep. Okay. They gave me the right price. So let's see here. Should we start the topic now or should we wait a couple more moments? Love those amiibos. Yes. Dark Road, do you have the fitness trainer? I actually have all the amiibos, but not the fitness trainer. It's like, I mean, I'm not obsessed about it, but it's bothering me now. New passenger app for Uber sucks. Pax couldn't figure out how to tip. The tip phrase is so small. Okay, so all right, we will start now. And um, my amiibo hurts some. Who, who gives a damn about star ratings? We want more money, says Striker X. All right, let's start with that because obviously there was a lot of disappointment in the final stretch of the 180 days of change. I think a lot of us cautiously optimistically had hoped with our fingers crossed praying to a God, if we believed in God, like those of us who believed in God probably prayed, hoping for a rate increase. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Now, I have heard some very, very mixed response from that before we get into what the final stretch was. Because admittingly, the final thing that was changed was good and much overdue, I think. But it was not a rate increase, and that was a problem. That was a huge, huge problem. So some other YouTube creators have said that this was not a bust. That you know what, hey, the fact that there were any changes made at all, Uber didn't have to make those changes, and we should be grateful. And then some people said, no, it was not enough. We appreciate the changes, but Uber did not address what we really are most concerned about. And with all due respect to the people who feel like this was not a bust, I do slightly disagree, although I will accept and concede to the fact that that basically they didn't need to make the change. They didn't. You're right. They didn't need to make those changes, and so we could go with that. But at the same time, I would argue that yeah, they did need to make those changes because they had been treating their drivers super horribly, and it reached a peak. And I don't even think that the drivers are all that happy with the changes. Now, right out of the gate, of course, they did tipping, which was a huge deal. A huge deal. And then they did like destination filters, which you increase it from 2 to 6. And that wasn't a big deal for me. Well, a lot of people liked it. I'll just put it that way. And then of course they they backtracked on that. They took it away. And since then we've been getting like we're going to alert the passengers more, we're going to inform them more on ratings, we're going to and long pickup fees, which I've had a couple long pickup fees, and not a lot, but it helps a little. As for the long cancellation fee, so far I have not actually driven enough to get more than the $4 cancellation fee. And as Striker X has just pointed out, yes, Uber has disabled the destination filter for rush hour or busy times, which means not only did they go from 6 to 2, at some times the filter will be turned off. So, now, Johnson Long has said Uber's changes are pretty good. And with the exception of taking away the destination filter option, I actually agree. These are not unwelcome changes. I want to make that absolutely clear. They are very much welcome changes. But here's the thing. 180 days of change. 6 months. Half a year. Half a year. And Uber doesn't address the number one concern in the 180 days of change program. They don't even really hint. Oh, no, I take it back. They did hint it because they teased us with the 5th update. We are going to drastically change the way you earn money. And we all got like, whoa, is that it? Are the rates going to increase? And it turned out, no, that was with the long pickup fee and the long cancellation fee, which, again, they were nice, but it's kind of like asking your parents for a Nintendo Switch and getting a Wii U. I don't want to knock the Wii U because I actually love that system, but they're not making it. It's like, well, obviously I can have fun with that, but it's not really what I asked for. Boss says, you want to know where our rate increase went? Into those driverless cars. Yeah, we might end up talking about the driverless cars as well. Who knows? So my initial response is that I do think it was a bust. I mean, Uber's not only in a position to raise the rates, they are at a time when they actually need to raise the rates, not only for us, but for them. They have never made money. Increasing the rates would actually do that for everybody, and they just won't do it. And I believe now, actually, first of all, I'm curious before I continue. Do any of you have suspicions on why you think Uber is so staunchly against raising the rates? I would like to get your feedback on that one. Malachi says, yes, it was a bust because he did a bunch of promising, bunch of things. It doesn't pertain to increasing our rates, just a lot of trinkets and it's shiny things. Yep. Um, let's see here. Sure. No, yeah, we're getting into the driverless. Savage G says it seems like we're losing a bunch of drivers in my market. Hmm. And what's your market? Oh yeah, the Rurod 66 says, "Oh yeah, the data breach, $100,000 keep millions of inches." Okay, Striker X says they don't want to raise the rate because they think Lyft will take all the customers. Johnson Long says they don't want to raise their rates because they'll be unable to compete with taxi services. Um, Jamal says you need to change something. Grand Rapids Airport, please, for Uber. I'm sorry, Jamal. I don't know what that means. Maybe you can email me and I could look into it and make a video. I just don't know what that is. Um, Johnson Long also says they don't know how to do PR and advertisement. Well, they don't know how to do PR. Advertising, they're pretty good at advertising. Not always in the best way, but they are good at it. Let's see here. Martin Cunningham, let's hope SoftBank. Rudy Castile says they're trying to kill Lyft still. Sushman, your rant was necessary. Information was stolen. People need to have the right to protect themselves. Information institution, man. So okay. So it seems like most of you feel that not raising the rates has something to do with Lyft, and I have to say I agree. I don't know if they believe they're going to kill Lyft at this point. Lyft just raised another $500 million. They might raise another 500 million. I'm pretty certain they are aware that Lyft is here to stay. But yeah, there is that fear that if they raise the rates, Lyft might actually not raise the rates. They might keep them low for a little while, and then customers would go to Lyft. So there's definitely a lot of truth to that. I also think it's partly because they fear that riders basically have just gotten used to the rates. That if they raise the rates too much, people will leave, and they are probably right. They will probably some people will stop using Uber if the rates go up because I've picked up some people where they call me and they don't think twice about spending $5 to go 2 blocks down the road. But if they have to spend $8 to go two blocks down the road, they might actually not they might actually pause and not do that anymore. I think that's a combination. Uber's afraid Lyft won't raise the rates. And in all fairness, Lyft probably wouldn't raise the rates right away. They just wouldn't because for the first time they would have the cheaper fare. Could lure riders to there. However, that would only work for so long because when Uber raises the rates, drivers will drive for Uber more, especially now that there's a tip option. And by that token, because there's less people on Lyft, it will surge or prime time more on Lyft. And I think Lyft would eventually have to raise their rates to get some of their drivers back to, stop that from happening. Um, let's see here. Boss says they think raising rates will break them, which they are right, especially with all this unnecessary spending, scandals, and lawsuits. That's a good point. That is a really good point, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, they probably do think raising the rates will, because they are under so much bad publicity right now that, of course, especially after the data breach and firing of the CEO and the sexual harassment claims. Yeah, I guess the last thing you want to do is to have somebody raise their hand and say, "Hey, it's costing more." But of course, then Uber also made it a lot more difficult to know that they raised the rates with upfront pricing, and I hate upfront pricing. I really do. Because yeah, yeah, they just man, upfront pricing. Upfront pricing has killed a lot of surge, I'm telling you. Uh, but yeah, they kind of hide the rates behind upfront pricing. So now that they have upfront pricing, you would think every single day knew what their trip normally costs. They could raise it like 60 cents one month and then maybe 30 cents the next, and then maybe 20 cents here. Just do little itty bitty increments. In fact, you know what? During October, there was a couple days. Um, uh, hey, Uberman, did you just give me $5? Hey, thanks. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Congratulations on getting married, by the way. Are you dealing with the compromise well? I know I am. Oh man, okay. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the rates. Yeah, I think with upfront pricing, they pretty much have hidden the way. Super chat, yay. Yeah, they've hidden the cost of the fare pretty good. So would anyone notice? Uber man, you got a beanie. You're not stealing my style, are you? You are not stealing my style. Okay. Okay, actually, I don't care. Imitation's the biggest form of flattery, I guess, Um, so I guess here's the next big question. If Uber raised the rates, and I'm not talking about like significantly, we're talking about like thank you. Thank you so much. Do you think anyone would notice? Because that's a question that it just occurred to me. Would anyone notice if the rates went up on the passenger end because of the upfront pricing? Do you think so? But why aren't unit capitalists doing something? Did Uberman give me another $5? Wow. Thanks, guys. this is this is this is awesome. Uh, you have effectively been paid for by the fans. Nomly, wow, thanks. Do I like blue cheese? No, to be honest, I like cheddar cheese. Yes, Dark Road Run said this is a dream stream, and I agree. Although after watching your driver Mike this morning, man, I need to upgrade my setup. His looked pretty impressive. Long said, Johnson, if I accidentally call you Justin Long, I'm sorry in advance. John, but he said they need to stop hiring new drivers where it's not needed and lower the amount of money they take down to $2 per ride. uh, yeah, you can donate through the super chat below. It's got like a little dollar sign right there. Yeah. Um, let's see here. I I don't claim to know what the magic rate is. I personally think $1.50 a mile with a minimum of $7 for a ride for the first 4 miles. I personally think that works out well for me, but I don't know how it would work out for Uber. That's so I don't know. I don't know. Just to respond to that, boss. I don't think nobody will notice if they raise the rates. I'm pretty sure they will raise the cut they take out. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Um, hey Timothy Wong. Um, Malachi said, no, they would not mind the rate increase because in Atlanta, paid fair anyway, so they should go for it. Ooh, Namli says for me to strip. No, I'm kidding. You guys do not want to see that. do not want to see that. Plus I don't want to get demonetized, which I get a lot. So uh so yeah. So oh geez, I this is a problem with having Asperger's. It's hard to talk and look at the same time. A taxi in LA is just $1.50 or Uber man, you'll do it. You'll do it. Okay, Dandy, if they don't raise rates, they can take everyone down with them. LOL. Hmm, maybe. I actually don't fully understand that comment. I'm sorry. I, yep. Should we put a price on me stripping? Should there be like a set dollar amount that if I reach it, I take my shirt off? Because I have to say the chat got very interesting. The chat got very, very interesting. Red Rod 66. Johnson Johnson Long, thank you for your donation. He says Uber is still pretty good, but they need to balance. And yes, in all seriousness, there is a balance somewhere in here because if there's one thing Uber taught us, even when Uber was at their most expensive, was that the taxis were just way too damn expensive. They were just way too damn expensive. And Uber showed that you could have a better service, a more convenient service at a cheaper cost. Now, in my opinion, they definitely way overcompensated for this. They got way too cheap. Um, but and then, but yeah, if they raise it a little bit, there has got to be that balance in there that the customer is willing to pay and the driver can make some money. Irving Garcia, I took 3 Uber pools in one trip. Uber paid $65. I got another $5 from Uber man for super chat for his great channel and oh oh explanation points. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm from the city where Userve is HQ. I wonder how the changes affected them. Userve, that's such a frustrating thing for me because I love Userve as a concept. I love the idea that someone can pick out like, hey, I need someone here at this time. And by the way, you know where you're picking them up, you know where they're going to go, and you know how much they're going to tip you up front. I love the idea of Userve. It's not used very often, guys. And I live near LA. I'm in Orange County. It would be it would be more popular, but I think Uber and Lyft kind of undercut that a little bit with their own in-app scheduled pickups, which don't benefit the driver. Well, okay, they do and they don't benefit the drivers. They benefit the drivers more on the Lyft end, of course, because Lyft lets you know where you're going to go, how long to be, and roughly how much you're going to make. Uber scheduled trips, you can't select them, although they're going to be at least notifying you now that they're scheduled. So, but the problem with both the scheduled rides is if you accept the scheduled rides and you pick them up during a time when it otherwise would have been surging, you're not getting a surge. You're just getting the base fare, and that's where I have a huge problem. But one of your super chats asked if SoftBank would make more money with Lyft. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, nice. Let's see here. Let's see here. Would SoftBank make more money with Lyft or Uber? Well, I don't know for sure, but because I don't see the books personally. But I'll state this much. We don't hear stories of Lyft losing $3 billion every quarter. And I uh, I just so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Hey, Uber man, do you have a thought on that, Randy? Do you work with Lyft or Uber? I mean, I'm gonna think like because we don't hear about the Lyft losing money. I'm thinking Lyft, but Red, Red Rod 66. Okay, see you later, Randy. Red Rod, can I pay you in stars? You can give me a like at the very least. Johnson Long says Uber doesn't know how to do management. I think that's pretty. Um, Timothy Wong says, why would they want to raise rates and make things better for their partners? Makes too much sense. Yeah, that's actually kind of a theory that I have. Saying I have, it's like I've actually joked like when people pitch me logical solutions to really grievous problems, that if the solution and the joke is like, wow, that solution makes way too much sense, so of course they're not going to do it. So let's see. Michael Tever says Lyft needs to disappear. No, they don't. In fact, I wish there would be a third rideshare company, because really the only thing that's too crazy, believe it or not, is that they have competition. I know that people have mixed feelings because they kind of view Lyft as the bad guy. Lyft would not have cut their rates to match theirs, and Lyft caused all these problems. No, they didn't. Because here's the thing: if Lyft had never appeared, Uber would have had a monopoly like the taxi industry. Found out really fast um, that without competition, Uber would suck just as much as the taxi companies. One thing Lyft does do is they attract drivers. That's one of the reasons that kept Uber from completely having the whole market, was because Lyft had a tip option. Uber did not. And potentially get a tip. Well, why would you drive for Uber? And and we never got the tip option because Calnick was just so staunchly against the idea of tipping. But here's the thing: the second Kalanick was removed, the very first thing Uber did, pretty much, like before they even decided to start searching for the new CEO, they added the tip option, showing that the lack of a tipping option was hurting their ability to recruit drivers. It was absolutely hurting their ability to recruit drivers, and so they added it right away. This is what good competition does. So, Boss says, I think what's really going to hurt Uber is when Lyft goes public. They already got advantage with Google teaming up with them. Yes, having Google team up with them basically means Lyft isn't going away until, and Google definitely has a grudge against Uber. So Uberman just went live. Really? Uh, is that true? Sorry guys, I gotta look. I gotta look this up. Let's see here. Subscriptions. Don't see him on here, so let's see here. Let's see. Red Rod 66 says, as a 17-year veteran of the transportation industry, the model is just not working. So how can they keep recruiting suckers? So, no, you were like, okay. First of all, let's just say something right now. I actually kind of hate it when people call drivers suckers, because here's the thing. I know it's not a great deal now, and I definitely complain about it. Some people, if they can't get a job or they've got a criminal record and people just won't hire them because of that, they will do what they have to do to support their family or just to survive. And I at least know one person who like absolutely does DoorDash and Postmates full time because he is so socially awkward that no one will hire him. And he knows he's getting screwed. He's done the math. He doesn't feel like he has much of a choice, though. And that may be the most offensive thing about the rates all across the board. All across the board. Because unfortunately, know that some of the people on their platforms are desperate. And even if they're losing money for the time being, it feels like you're making something and they exploit it. And I do have issues with that. And man, I should probably make a video on that because I have that offends me. That offends me a lot. Johnson Long, why don't they make ride-sharing services work first? Plus, driverless is no longer ride-sharing. It's just a taxi service, which I did make a video about how having a fleet of cars does make Uber a taxi service. One thing I forgot to mention in that video was that the contract that they signed with Volvo is actually a very flexible one, which means Uber can actually opt out of it any time. And once and they have to change their whole business model and have to pay all these licensing fees and stuff, they'll probably not buy the cars at that point. Sharing service work, it's because this is a Travis Kalanick issue. Kalanick, is young and abrasive and bullish. And he believes in taking over the world, much like a lot of people with super big companies try to take over the world. He saw Sidecar and Lyft come on. He cut the rates because he wanted to try to keep the market that he had pretty much virtually to himself for a long time. And the thing is, maybe it wouldn't have even gone on as long as it has, except for one thing. Sidecar went out of business, and they made like a very big mistake for us. And they admitted that they were going to business because they were facing a competitor who was much more aggressive than they had anticipated they would be. And that's why they're shutting down. And I bet you, there was a moment where when Kalanick saw that, he was like, oh, really? We got one. Well, we got one. We could probably get the other, referring to Lyft, of course. And so he was definitely more concerned with putting the competitors out of business before making a business model that worked. Because he's young, he's inexperienced, and he doesn't understand that thing. And now Derek Kay, who has run Expedia and knows what it takes to make a successful business, well, I'm hoping things will fix. Say Turk, I'm not ignoring you. I can't respond to every single thing. Audio problems, too much lag. Too much lag. Okay, folks. Okay, first of all, before I end this, are we still having audio problems right now? Because I'm seeing everything clearing up a little bit. Still having audio problems. Thought it was my connection. Okay. The problem. Okay, guys. I'm going to end this live stream and we will pick it up on the next one. So I'm going to be back. We'll be back 2 minutes. See you in a bit.